Thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about the top 10 items that are actually impressive to me. So if you've been here before, you know I talk about the same items over and over again because they are my holy grail items. I'm always comparing other products to those holy grail items, and rarely things can compete with those holy grails, and sometimes dethrone them. I have 10 here that I wanted to share with you, and one of the reasons I know they are in the running for a holy grail is because they make it into a very curated makeup case. So this happens to be one that Chantecaille sent me. You can see how small it is, and there was not room for much in here, and these are the things that I'm pulling for often. And I am considering them as competitors for holy grails. This first item doesn't currently have a holy grail to compete with because it's so unique. And this is by Jillian Dempsey. It's called the Mixturizer. It says it's a clear base moisturizer, so I used it as a base today. It has a very smooth feeling to it, very soft effect. It doesn't cover up the skin. It just kind of gives it a nice veil. I'll show you side by side in the get ready with me. So if you want to see everything in action, the next video will be a get ready with me. You'll see this in action with the other items I'm mentioning. So what I did is I applied this first, and what makes it different is that you can add it with other products. So you can mix it in, which is why it's called a mixturizer. So I mixed it in with my CdP Concealer for a bit of a tinted moisturizer. I also experimented with it to see if I could sheer the CdP Concealer. Really nothing that has come close to competing with this in the many years I've been doing this. I use this for hyperpigmentation. I have mine in Honey, and I used it here today. And I also mixed it in with this to sheer it out and make it a bit of a tinted moisturizer. So just to even out the skin tone, I originally was going to go in just with this and then spot conceal, but I thought let's play around with this today and see what else you can do. I also have been asked about why I don't use this under the eye. It's a heavier look under the eye because it's such a delicate area that I think it's very obvious if something is heavier than normal. So because it's great at hyperpigmentation, especially on more oily spots, that doesn't make it great for delicate eye areas. What I did is I mixed it in with this and then added it under the eye, and actually made this more versatile today. So I used it as a tinted moisturizer, I used it as an under eye concealer, and I also used it as a concealer. So that's what I wanted to highlight here. So this is a very unique product to anything else that I have. So if you're interested in this, it's worth a try, especially if you like to play with makeup and kind of mix it with other products. I also used this mixed in with the lid tint, which I'll talk about more later, as the highlighter. So again, you'll see that in the get ready with me. Then we've got here the Colleen Rothschild. This is the Illuminating Tinted Eye Cream. And this also doesn't really have anything to compete with it because it doesn't exactly replace an under eye concealer. However, it allows me to go without under eye concealer on the daily. So for most of the get ready with me, you'll see this just in the under eye area with no concealer, and what a great job it does. But if I want it perfected, I'm going to go in with a concealer, but for every day it brightens enough. It has a little bit of a glow to it. It's got a peachy tone, which is key for combating that darkness. Don't have that much darkness, but you can definitely see when I need a little bit of concealer just to look like I'm a bit more awake than I actually appear. So this is a great one. It goes on with a more fluid consistency. It's very natural looking. It doesn't look like I'm wearing makeup. So if you want something that's going to give a little bit of life to that area but not conceal, then this is a great one. I really am enjoying this one. So again, that's another one that doesn't really have anything to compete with because I don't have anything that sheer. The only thing I think that it might come close to is something like the Chantecaille like Camoflauge Stylo, but this is still a concealer of sorts. But I do wear that every day. Then we've got here the Kosas Brow, and this is new to me, and I purchased this, where is it? And I purchased this in gray. And the reason I purchased this and not the Jones Road Beauty is because I had to order the Jones Road. It takes a few days to get here. We were traveling. I needed something quick. So I picked this up at my local Sephora, and it is really good. It has great hold. It's got very similar hold to the Jones Road Beauty, which has been my holy grail, but the gray shade is also great. So I have that on, and you can see it's got a cool undertone that's important to me with brows. It needs to have sufficient hold but not be clumpy, or sometimes like the Glossier Boy Brow was the one I was using a long time ago, but it's really thick and kind of like never really set. And this one also doesn't flake. So it sets nicely, doesn't flake. Reminds me a lot of the Jones Road Beauty. And I know Jones Road has come out with a gray tone as well, which I think I need to try. But right now, this is very much head to head with the Jones Road Brow Gel. So if you're interested in something like that, again, cool undertone is really important to me, so I went with gray. Then we've got something else by Jillian Dempsey, which I mentioned before, and this is the lid tint. And it doesn't look like I have anything on my eyes because it's more translucent, and that's what I was going for. I was looking for a very like healthy, dewy looking lid area, and that's what this is actually called. It's called Dew. There are many other shades here, but it's akin to a lip gloss, but for the eyes. So it feels very similar to a glossy balm that I would apply to the lip area, but it's for the lids. So I've got that on now. You can see it just looks healthy. The only thing is, I'm gonna say, because I see it now, be careful with how much is applied because it does have a tendency to crease. And if you have an oily eyelid area, maybe not the best product, but if you want something like that where it's going to give a healthy glow, impart a healthy glow. I'm thinking if you have an oily eyelid, it probably looks really healthy. That's the look I'm going for, something dewy. And so I have that on now. So I've been wearing this on the daily. On top of that, I did apply this just because I wanted to show you what it looks like. It's the 234 eyeshadow by Chanel. And I love this because it's so versatile. And I was looking for one product that would do exactly this. Give some glow. And I wanted to work with virtually any palette. And so far, this has filled that role. I didn't have anything like that except for this one in the Victoria Beckham, the one that I was using in, this is Night Flash. You can see here, this color though is a little bit cooler than this. This is a bit brighter. This is still really beautiful for cooler tone shadows, but this one seems to go with both cool and warmer tone, even though it's not my favorite. So if you were looking for something, because you can see how champagne that is, there's a beautiful champagne shade there. I really love it. So again, this is 234 Beige Sable, and I'm glad I picked this one up. Next, we have this mascara. This mascara is by Tilt. And ever since I received it, I've been using it. I love the curve of the applicator. It grabs every lash and I get all the things I like. Lift, separation, volume, all of those really quickly without clumping or flaking. It is competing right now with Chantecaille's Fossil Longest Lash Mascara because I get the same result and I get it quickly too, just like the Chantecaille. I've been using that Chantecaille for so long, but if I couldn't get my hands on it, I would definitely be using this Tilt mascara. So that's kind of a huge deal when it comes to mascaras, that there would be anything that would compete with the Chantecaille because I love that one so much. So they did a really nice job with this one. I did want to mention though, a couple of things that I did to prep my skin. And this is new to me, but because it's skincare, I didn't put it in this category. So it's the Cora Organics. This is a turmeric brightening and exfoliating scrub. I was gonna say skin scrub. Scrub/mask. So it is a 2-in-1. I've used it to exfoliate. I'll show you what it looks like up close. And today I used it as a mask. So you can also leave it on for 5 to 15 minutes. So this is for brighter, more glowy skin. And that's what I did to prep my skin today. Really lovely product. Some of the things have been sent to me, some of the things I have purchased. If you have been here before, especially for my vlogs where I'm unboxing, I test these things out and then it gets kind of funneled down to the things that I'm using more often than others, and then it keeps getting narrowed down. And these are the things that are really making it to this curated bag. And in this case, to my sink area where I'm doing my skincare. Another thing that I wanted to mention, because my lashes, if you can see, are looking really full, it's because I'm using this. Actually, I'm using 2 products. One for my lashes, one for my brows, which is, I think, helping the performance of any mascara or brow gel. And it's the OBAGI. I've got the Eyebrow Boosting Serum. I will go in with a Kosas brow product without any pencil on the daily, just to get them in place and a little bit more full. And then I use this in the evening as well, the Eyelash Enhancing Serum. And I think that really helps the mascara look even better because my lashes are nice and long to begin with. So I actually have to be careful with this mascara that they don't get crossed over at the ends and stick together. So that's the only thing with the longer lashes, is that they're so long that they can get kind of tangled up. So these are really nice. The OBAGI, if you wanted to try them. I used, what was it? Latisse for a long time. And then my dermatologist mentioned I might want to try OBAGI, so I did, and I really enjoy it. Okay, so then we've got this new blush by Dior, and I have it on now, and it's so fun to apply. It's really actually quite vibrant, so I have to be careful not to add too much. And I have a little trick, not a trick, but a strategy on how to apply this with my concealer, because I have hyperpigmentation right here in the front. It makes cream blush really tricky because if I go in and blend the concealer first and then apply this, it will lift it off. It doesn't really matter how great the cream blush is. It just happens easier with some than others. So if it's glossier like this, like I consider this a glossier blush, you can see the sheen right here and it doesn't totally dry down. That has greater potential to lift off the concealer underneath. So what I did with this is I applied the concealer straight on. Oh, it's kind of like the video I most recently featured where I was applying this, and then I apply this directly onto the concealer. So I don't blend the concealer first, I let this help me blend it in. So I stipple it on. So if you're interested, and I have not set with powder, there's nothing else concealing this area, and I like that glow. So if you want to see that application, this is 012 Rosewood, beautiful shade. I think the other shades look really vibrant for me. So this is actually more vibrant than I had expected. So the other one, I think it's Toffee, is one I'd like to try because this is really pretty pink color though on me. So let me know what shades you love in this and how you're applying it, especially if you have some of the same challenges I do. I'd love to know. Really pretty though. I've not tested this for wear time. I think it has like a 12-hour claim or something like that. There is a long wear claim with this blush. So let me know also what your experience with the blush has been. Also, another blush that is new to me, it's not a new blush, but it's new to me, is the Blush 20 by Chanel. And this is the one that doesn't look very exciting. It's a very lovely neutral blush that I think works well with cool and warm tones. So if you're looking for just a little bit of color, but not too much, this is beautiful. And I was a little surprised by this because I hadn't used these blush products as much. Now this one has more of a dry down than the Dior blush product. So if you want more of a dry down, I would look at the Chanel blushes versus this, which is very glowy. So if you're more oily and you don't love this look, then you might want to try this. It's got more of a satiny finish to it. It's really beautiful. And this shade is unique in the blush world. I feel like this is a harder shade to find. Yeah, I feel like this one is not a surprise because ever since I purchased it, I have not stopped talking about it. It is the Eyeshadow Liner Kohl in Taupe Fume by Chanel. I have it on now. I love the versatility of this. I love that you can make it an eyeshadow all over the eye. I love that you can make it an eyeliner. I love that you can smudge it out. I love that it sets. All of those things. It doesn't move once it's in place. You have enough time to move it around though to where you want it to be. So if I was going to go with just one eye product, it would probably be this product right here. Again, specifically in shade 58. I love this shade because it's cool, but it has like a softness to it, like a mushroom tone to it. And so it's grayish, but also has some soft brown tones to it. Like it has a certain minkiness to it as well. So it's a really special color, even though it's a neutral color. I think it works really well. It's got a softness about it. So I just have it really close to the lash line there. Yeah. Love this, but you can see, I mean, this is one that I would definitely buy a backup of. That's how much I love it. And I hardly go through any of my eyeliners. It's very rare that I go through this kind of product. And then last we've got this by Victoria Beckham. It's their PH product in Fleur. And this is one that surprised me because I didn't love the first one that I got as much as I love this one. And I think the key to this one is the color. It's a soft pink, but it also shows up because sometimes these PH products, and they are dependent on person to person and their skin tone, but I think it works really well with this blush especially. So even though it doesn't look like I have on a lot of makeup, I mean, I've done just as many steps as I think I normally do, except no powder this time, but it just has a pretty pink color that it lends to the lip area. And it's hydrating. It's got more of a balm texture though versus a gloss texture. I think some of these PH products can be or feel more glossy than balmy. Definitely more of a balm though, for sure. So it'll be interesting when I update my Holy Grails to see if these made it into those spots or if they created new categories, because like I said, some of these are new categories in and of themselves, except for something like mascara or cream blush. Those are a couple things that I've talked about in the past, but there are other products like the Jillian Dempsey products. I don't have a cream lid tint that I've used before, or something like this, something that's really versatile. So we may have to create some new categories for these products. Another thing I'd like to do is compare all of my singles that I have by Chanel, because I've got several, like another favorite is Taupe, so I can rank those for you if you want me to. That might be kind of fun. I don't have all of the shades, but I do have many of them. Oh, and I did want to mention, this is not on the list, but it is really impressive. It is impressing me. It's the Supergoop, the Mattescreen Mineral Matte Screen. And if you were looking for an SPF product, it's 40. It's got a matte texture to it. It feels very much, not exactly like the Jillian Dempsey Primer Moisturizer. What is it called? Mixturizer. But it's a very nice texture if you're looking for something different in SPF, because usually they're more hydrating. They're a little bit more oily, slippery on my skin, and I'm really enjoying this. So I wanted to mention that in case you were looking for a new SPF 40. Again, this is called the Mattescreen. It's by Supergoop. They have so many SPF products. So let me just show you right here what it looks like. SPF 40, 100% mineral. And the lid is around here somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. So if you're looking for a sunscreen that is impressing me right now, it is this one right here by Supergoop. But make sure to tune in to Get Ready With Me where I show you the application of this. It looks really effortless, at least in the mirror it does to me, and this is my favorite kind of makeup. I've got some tips and tricks there for you if you want to see how I use the Mixturizer, because that's a really unique product. That should be the next video coming up, and if you are subscribed, it will pop up on your feed. And if you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate if you would, and then it will pop up on your feed. So thank you so much for subscribing. And let us know what are things that might be competing with your holy grails. I would love to know what those are so I can try them out too. So leave those in the comment section below. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.